Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome to the video. So what you're about to see here is my latest overhead press workout, and if you're familiar with my training, you know that after I hit overhead press, I do hit the rest of my upper body. So what you'll be watching here is a full upper body workout. But what I wanted to discuss while you watch this footage is something that I've been thinking a lot about lately, and that's how you can get stronger without getting any bigger, and how strength and size do not always necessarily go together. Now, when I first started training, I always assumed that to get stronger, I had to be getting bigger, and if I was getting bigger, that I would automatically be getting stronger. However, that is really not always the case unless you're a complete beginner. If you're a complete beginner, yes, you're not going to really get any bigger if you're only benching 95 pounds. So you do need to get your bench up to, and every lift for that matter, to a decent level before this really applies. But what I want to talk about is how you can get stronger and not necessarily get bigger. And this is something that I started realizing about 2 years ago when I was watching other people's YouTube videos. I started watching videos like people like Johnny Candido, for example, Omar Isuf, and Max Tuning. And something that I noticed about all three of them was not only were they so much stronger than me on all of the main lifts, but my physique was far more developed than all three of theirs. So it kind of didn't really make sense to me how I could look so much stronger to them since I was more developed, yet they could pretty much blow all of my lifts out of the water. And that's when I really started to think I was training incorrectly, and I started getting more interested with strength, because I kind of felt like I was holding myself back by being so weak compared to these people who had decent physiques, but compared to me, they didn't look as developed, and it didn't make sense that they could be so much stronger than me. So this is when I realized that you can actually get stronger without getting bigger, and for the past year, that's exactly what I've done. I'm going to be making a video in the next week or so, maxing out and showing how my lifts have increased over the past year. Just to give you an example, my squat when I started 531, I had a 1 rep max of like 325, and the other day I hit 320 for 12 reps, and I do believe my max is probably around 100 pounds higher than it was. So I did increase my lifts a lot, and over that time, my body weight has only gone up maybe a couple pounds. I haven't really increased my size at all. So this kind of blew my mind that I was able to, over this time, not really add any size whatsoever, maybe a little bit by accident, but not really add any size whatsoever and increase my strength. Now you might be thinking, well, why do you want to do that? Why not get bigger and stronger at the same time? Well, there's a couple of reasons that you might have for that. One is some people might need to stay a certain body weight for a sport. Maybe you're into wrestling. If you're wrestling, you want to stay in your weight class. It would be very beneficial to get stronger but not get any bigger, so you could stay in the same size category yet actually be a lot stronger. Maybe you actually are a bodybuilder, but you're at the top of your weight class where you're actually pretty competitive and you still enjoy training, making progress, but you don't necessarily want to get bigger because then you'll be at the bottom of the next weight class and that won't be very competitive for you. Maybe you just don't want to be any bigger. Like right now, I kind of don't really feel a need to get much bigger. Some people, they're happy where they are size-wise, but they just want to keep going to the gym and hitting a goal. So there's several reasons why you might be interested in getting stronger, not bigger. For me, the main reason was I kind of hit the point where physique-wise I was satisfied where I was. I mean, don't get me wrong, I always want to get a little bit bigger, but I did hit a point where I was kind of satisfied with my physique a couple of years ago. And for the next year or so, I went into the gym with the mentality that all I need to do is maintain. I just wanted to maintain. That's all I wanted to do. And I did this for about 2 years, but what started happening was I was doing just with the mentality of maintaining. It's very difficult to go into the gym when you're not really having a goal and you're not trying to strive to make any progress. And the gym got very stale. I got very bored, and I absolutely dreaded the gym. I hated everything about the gym, and I knew I needed to change. So by switching to a routine focused on strength, it allows me to keep the goal of basically maintaining my physique, but by having that goal of strength, I get to go to the gym and still try to get stronger every time, which makes the gym a lot more fun. I compete in bodybuilding, so obviously powerlifting doesn't necessarily go with bodybuilding, but I need to have fun going to the gym, and training to get stronger is fun. I much rather go to the gym with the goal in mind of increasing my deadlift with a number in mind. Right now, I want to hit a 600 deadlift in the near future. So it's much more fun to go to the gym with a goal in mind of hitting a 600-pound deadlift than going into the gym saying, I'm going to do these cable rows for 5 sets of 12. I did 5 sets of 12 last week. I'm going to do 5 sets of 12 next week. It gets very boring and monotonous, and training for strength is a lot more fun, at least for me. Now, like I was saying in the very beginning, you can get stronger without getting bigger. Adding size, from what I've realized over the years, doesn't necessarily mean training with heavy weights. You can add size just by doing more higher rep work. So if you want to add size to your back, yes, deadlifts might help, but you don't necessarily need to do deadlifts. You could do rows, dumbbell rows, cable rows, barbell rows, and keep the rep range a little bit higher. You don't need to do such low reps. And while you do that, you will get stronger. Don't get me wrong. You don't need to choose one or the other, size or strength, but focus on one or the other. Whichever one you're not focusing on will probably still come incidentally anyway. But yeah, you can choose one or the other. And like I said, you can get stronger and not getting bigger, because I have proved that over the past year. So that was just an interesting thing I've been thinking about the past week. The video is coming to an end. If you have any questions or you enjoyed the video, please like the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment below, and I'll see all of you guys in the next video.